Let's find out how the search and rescue mission is going in another area. Our other senior reporter, Dasen Thathiah, is in fact in Westville, and he joins us now live. Dasen, we're really hoping that the South African Weather Service, which has been wrong before, is wrong this time about torrential rains continuing in KZN over the long weekend, of course, so that those search and rescue operations can continue.
Definitely, Maseko. Let me start by telling you this. We were outside the Virginia airport this morning. That's where a meeting was taking place, the meeting of those disaster management teams and other people that are involved in this process of trying to locate missing people, trying to recover bodies. It's a lot of work and there's a lot of ground to cover. And one of the areas that is still affected, we've been showing you a lot of what's been going on in the north. I'm now in Westville on Kingsmead Drive. And just take a look at what's behind me, Maseko. This, believe it or not, used to be a road not too long ago, and here there were 3 people that were washed away. And as much as there was good news in that one of them was recovered, unfortunately there is still a 5-year-old boy that is missing. And it's an absolutely horrible scene. There have been lots of people that have been involved in what's been going on here, the official SAPS, the Metro Police, private organizations also getting on board, normal community members as well, everyone just trying to do their part to ensure that they can clear out the road, take out, the debris, but most importantly, try to locate those people that are missing. I want to now bring into the conversation Wynand Latz, who's with Mobiclaw 911. Wynand, sorry to interrupt you here. I know that the team has been busy. If I could just ask you to just follow me down here while we show our viewers what this area looks like.
Yes.
Just take me through the first day and the initial reports of what happened. I was reporting that one person was rescued, but perhaps take me through some of the details around that rescue. I could just have you over here, please.
Yeah, Dasen, that's correct. We received multiple calls from volunteers within this section of the neighborhood of a massive landslide that have taken place, as you can see behind you. This used to be a road. There were units behind us. Well, behind me now there's a residential property that was swept away.
And that's where those victims were, that's the home they were inside, right?
That is correct. There were 4 victims. One female was recovered upstairs. She was saved. The child was also found within the mud holding onto a tree. That child is luckily still alive till this day. Unfortunately, a female and another child got swept down the river by the current. Yesterday, with rescue efforts, the female was recovered. Unfortunately, the child is still missing and rescue efforts are still ongoing.
So this is a significantly, this is a badly damaged area and there's quite a lot of ground to cover. How have yourselves and others that are involved in the search been managing to try to get through all of this? Also bearing in mind that it's not the only scene that you have to attend to.
That is correct. We were dealing with multiple scenes at the same time. What was outstanding is knowing that all the emergency services were extremely busy. Volunteers put up their hands 2-3 o'clock in the morning with the downpour. They came through, boots on, they left their families behind to come and help families that's in dire need.
Yeah.
They were outstanding. They saved many, many, many lives. So a big thank you to the community that has stood up and offered to render assistance. Also the emergency services, your search and rescue from various units, they also came on board and assisted in the rescue. As far as I know, the family is still currently in the river looking for their child.
It's a horrible, horrible scene and a horrible situation, Wynand. For those people who may not be familiar with the area and how this all happened, maybe just walk us through what exactly transpired here and how all of this rubble ended up on top of this home.
Yes, no problem. So this that we're standing on used to be a road here in Westville. Behind us there were flats here. This is a complex behind us. I think there were 3 or 4 flats here that got taken out. There's a further road above that. The force was just so massive. As you can see, there's no more road. The road it's totally gone. This house was cut through the center. It's unbelievable.
Hold on, was there a structure right here?
That is correct. That is gone. It's gone. The force that came through here, it's unbelievable. I have no words.
Gosh, what else are you dealing with in the area right now? As I mentioned to my colleague, I was saying that, we have been focusing in different parts of the city, and, we're seeing this kind of damage in other areas. But here specifically, since you have been working on the ground, what other scenes are you busy with? How many people have passed away that you know of?
So within the Westville area, we've got various clients all over the place with Mobiclaw 911. It's emergency response management. I know of 4 to 5 scenes where houses have collapsed, where people have unfortunately passed away. We're going to go through to the other scenes a little bit later, where we did rescues of a 17-year-old. Unfortunately, a person passed away at the same scene. Not far from here, a wife and husband was tragically killed in the same landslide, and actually one of our directors, his son, was caught in the same landslide, same entrapment.
Yeah.
And again, community came together to get them out.
Wayland, I just want to ask you here, and you can tell me if we're not able to. I just want to try and get a little bit closer just to show our viewers what this damage looks like. Are we able to get down here?
We can go down the side there. You can get a bigger view, unless I can take you through to the middle.
Yeah, let's just walk a little bit while I continue to chat to you about this. One of the conversations we've been having recently was around how informal structures have been badly affected. But this also shows us that even when you are in a solid brick structure, you're not necessarily that much safer. Has this area been affected previously with storms? We've seen a few in Durban.
Yes, we've had massive storms before. There has been damage, but not to this extent. We've never seen something like this, not in my lifetime. I was out that night with a lot of other volunteers assisting where we can, and you just couldn't drive. The rain was so intense. I'm just grateful there was wind which made it much worse. It's just, I've never seen this in my life before. As you can see, while we're walking here, the river's right at the bottom. This was a whole house standing here, and that's gone now.
Yeah, we're just trying to walk up here. And this is a huge problem. I mean, even just walking across here, I can see that accessibility has been hindering the search and rescue efforts in other parts of the city. I imagine that you're finding a similar problem here.
That is correct. Rescue, we restricted. A lot of the roads with landslide, roads are inaccessible. I mean, when you guys came in here, you saw all of the road debris, the damages. This is just one part of Westville. Other areas of Westville is extremely bad, just like the rest of eThekwini. Everyone is affected, no matter who you are. We all were victim to this unfortunate disaster, and this, in my eyes, is a disaster.
Just as a closing question to you, Wayland, I see water pouring down there on the right. Is there a water supply issue in Westville as well, like we're finding in other areas?
That is correct. A lot of the areas is without water, understandably so. We can see why. However, people are putting up their hands, offering up water, which is amazing. Again, seeing people standing up together, and that's what we are for. But yes, a lot of places don't have water. I myself, my house in Westville, no water. Electricity has been restored, and I must give compliments to the municipal workers that have come out and done their utmost best to restore water, to restore electricity.
I agree with you completely. Thank you so much for your time, Wayland. I think, Maseko, you should be seeing a different view of this house. And if you're seeing what I'm seeing, I imagine that you are just as shocked as I am. I just want to give you a sense of what it looks like on the opposite side of where we were standing just now. Look at this. This was a road at some point. This was land in front of me. There was a house to my left. It's no longer there. There's a huge chunk of the road that's been taken out. This is completely inaccessible now. Lots of work being done here. You'll see that there are some workers here from the municipality that are trying their best to try to restore services. They're also trying to make sure that we're able to at least the residents here are able to at least pass by, and at the same time ensuring that those that are involved in the search are able to access some of these areas. So lots going on here, and lots of problems, Maseko, lots for these teams to deal with. But I think an important thing to mention here is what Wayland spoke about a little while ago, which was that the community and not just here but in other areas as well are also trying to lend a hand and are also coming out to assist these families during this time of need.
All right, Dasen Thathiah, senior reporter, also in KZN. Thank you. Let's leave it there for